Okay, so in today's video about QNT, I want to talk about the current move up right in here and also this short-term pullback and tell you why this isn't enough and we are probably going to go quite a bit higher than this. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about QNT, I think we were somewhere around these areas and I was saying, look, this can be an impulsive structure followed by that a correction down, and ideally I want to see another decent move on the upside in QNT. And if you are looking for some short-term levels, you need to have your eyes on this important level right in here, which is a resistance from, I think it was H4 and daily time frame at the same time. So what happened? We did get a move on the upside, but here's a very important point. This to me is not actually enough. No, I think we should go quite a bit more higher than that in order for me to believe in the bullish scenario just more and more. For example, what we do not want to see in QNT is a move down in order to take this low. Why is that? Because at that point, I'm going to say we are probably having an ABC in form of an expanded flat structure, which looks like this. Excuse me. Okay, so this is our initial move down into a correction for wave B, which in this phase we are going to take this high and then another move down into our C leg, and in it we are going to take the low of our A leg. And for our subwaves, ABC down into A, ABC or a WXY on the upside, doesn't really matter, into B, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into wave C. Understood? Okay, now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. So let's say in quant, we are going to have a move down in order to actually take this low right in here. At that point, I'm going to say, look, we are probably having, if I just do this, okay, in this move on the upside, an A, B, C in form of a zigzag structure. And this can be, I guess, instead of a WXY, an ABC zigzag, doesn't really matter. And on a higher degree, well, okay, we are going to have, just do this, and A, B, C in form of an expanded flat. And in this phase, there will be at that point a chance that we might reach to about this level right in here between, let's say, 75 to about 78, $79. Now, is this going to be such a bad possibility? No, absolutely not. Because even in case that we want to visit the lows in here once more, this whole move down, in my opinion, is going to be a correction structure and not an impulse. And the idea, at least according to my primary scenario, is that we are dealing with a 1 correction for wave 2, and after our correction is over, well, according to this scenario, we are going to have a fantastic move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. But since for now we are not having that much of a deep move down and we're not there yet, let's not talk about this kind of bearish possibility. For now, we can actually argue, look, in the short term in quant, we are having a ranging pattern in this area, which might lead to another move on the downside, but don't worry, that is going to be normal. At that point, we're just going to say, you know what, this is probably an ABC zigzag. And then what I want to see for the next couple of days is actually a move up, something like this, and then consolidation and another move on the upside in order to hopefully reach to about the higher band of this level between, let's say, 109 to about $110. And if we manage to get back above this level and then do some pullback right in here, that's actually going to be a much better of a scenario. For now, this is going to be my base case, suggesting that this move up is going to continue for the next couple of days. And we can say, you know what, this is going to be just a simple pullback to this broken level. And what we are going to have next, probably a continuation of the move up. So for now, we are looking optimistic and also going according to the bullish possibility. So let's not worry about the short-term price action that much. Let's go on some higher time frames and see what is going on in this area right in here. So in today's video, in this part, I want to talk about some possibilities that could be happening in the midterm. First things first, let's check out Fibonacci's and see what is going on from this point to about here. Where are we at the moment? Somewhere around, as you can see, the 78.6% of the Fibonacci retracement level, which is at the same time around this unbelievably important support area. So This can be definitely a good sign suggesting we have probably hit some sort of a bottom in QNT, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. You see, in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure on the upside, excuse me, let's just do this. Wave 2 is usually known to have a relatively deep correction, and when this is the case, wave 4 instead is going to take its time. This is a very important point. I need you to remember this thing. And by the way, a deep move on the downside is considered when we usually hit the 61.8% or preferably the 78% of the Fibonacci retracement level. Now, let's just go around here. Okay, let's see what is happening in terms of Fibonacci's in this move on the downside and followed by that this pullback. So as you can see, also in this phase down, we got our bounce back from the 78% level. So what's the point that I'm trying to make? I'm trying to say, look, this move down and also this move in quant are actually quite deep corrections on the downside. That's why I want to argue that in QNT, odds are we are having from this point to about this high, 5 wave up into a wave 1. This is a correction down into wave 2, and after our correction is over, and hopefully it is over already, we are going to have a massive move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, and this is not going to be the end. No, this yellow 5 wave up at that point probably is going to be into a larger degree wave 3, which is going to be right in here, and then we're going to get correction for 4, another move up into wave 5, which means, well, okay, in quant, there is actually a decent chance that we might see $1,000 plus. Now, every single scenario should have a very important invalidation point, and this is not going to be an exception. And for me, the invalidation point for this bullish scenario is going to be taking this low about, let's say, 54.5 bucks. So in QNT, if we see a very strong move down in order to take this low, at that point, we are going to say, you know what, this bullish scenario is invalidated and it's probably not going to be in play anymore. Does this mean at that point we're going to be like 1000% bearish? No, because once more in the long term, we are having from this point to about here in this bull run back in 2021, a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and again, this suggests we are going to have in this cycle, hopefully a massive move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So one way or the other, I do think something like this is going to happen. And in the short term, I'm going to actually lean more towards the bullish possibility rather than the bearish one, suggesting in this area, we are having a series of 1-2s. And if this is the case, okay, just for the next phase on the upside, we can expect QNT to set an all-time high and take the highest high somewhere around $420. But again, I told you, I do not believe that we're going to stop there. No, I think if this is in play, we are probably going to go to somewhere around $1,000 plus. And I do think that is actually possible. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in QNT's price charts. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.